Whoa, it says that I'm live. Hello, hello, everyone. Greetings once again. Welcome back to the channel, or, well, maybe my channel is welcoming me back to the seat back in front of the camera. Happy to see you, or should I say happy to be seen. I have been talking about the Coop20 platform. I've been talking about cooperation, and I have been talking about it as something fundamentally different from anything else that we have seen. The reason, in fact, that I am talking about it with such, let's say, fervor, is that what it allows, based on the principles of its design and how it functions, it allows each and every member to literally change, transform their position with respect to having, well, the general term is money. But this isn't about money. One of the reasons, what we're going to do today, in fact, is I'm going to show you a presentation that was given today, and it was given by some of the people who have joined co-op. In fact, these are, in fact, the two ladies you're going to hear. One of them is in South Africa. Marina is her name. And the other is in Chicago. Her name is Nina, and she's in Chicago. We're going to, after a bit, because they're going to do a presentation. Nina is going to do the presentation with a little bit of intro by Marina. And then, but Nina is going to talk about, and she's going to talk about it from the consciousness in the context of making money. Now, I've gone to great lengths to explain that this isn't about making money. It's about something else. It's about a state of consciousness. Because actually, to be in it, whatever your ideas about money and your relationship to it are a subset of your overall state of consciousness. And in order to actually do and succeed at what this system will allow you to do, most people are going to, it's going to require most people to step into a different state of consciousness. Because, just as an example, how do you feel about having a whole bunch of funds available to you? Let's say $100,000 worth, or $200,000 or $300,000 that's yours, that you can use on to whatever you need to do. I don't know, maybe you've got a bill they're dunning you for medical expenses. Maybe there's a car you need to get. Maybe there's a home or a domicile that you need to get for yourself. And, you know, people are judging you, your credit worthiness. How about not having an issue about worthiness, so to speak, relative to having the assets needed to do what you want, when you want to do it, no matter how much it costs? If you can't, well, everyone can fathom it, but if you refuse to, if something within your constitution makes it something that you can't see for yourself, no, this isn't, you can move on. This conversation, this presentation isn't for you. The thing about this, though, is that it's not so much that it can be for you alone. Anyone can do this. The principles that this is operated and built on is where anyone with the proper state of consciousness, this proper state of mind, the proper state of heart that is open and enthusiastic and wants to, it's not waiting for somewhere down the line to make something better for themselves, but they're ready to do it now. I'm just going to say it. Most people are waiting for something else. We've been promised so many things by so many people for so many generations, and many folks are still waiting for something for those Oh, my cats are calling me, but hey, I'm talking right now. They're waiting for someone else to deliver for them. How many people are out there waiting for 40 acres and a mule still? Well, when am I going to get this? This is a mindset. And the basic deal here is we're about now, about here, and about ability, so to speak. So I have been really perhaps making that distinction about the fact that this is an act of consciousness, this is an act of spirit. In fact, this is an act of consciousness, of interconnectedness, because we are setting barriers aside, we're setting chasms and divides aside, and it's not so much outside, we're setting them aside within ourselves to the point that we're willing to share something that would be of benefit and help profound benefit to each person who does the same thing. So with that said, and I'm keeping like I'm at 6 minutes here. I'm coming in here. So the next presentation, I'm going to bring the screen up, and this is Marina and Nina. A little intro from Marina, a presentation by Nina, and I may stop here and there and clarify some things. I have a different way of saying and thinking about this, but ultimately the mechanics of this system are exactly what they are presenting. The and it's unique. Coop20 that we're talking about and going to be presenting is literally brand new. It's in pre-launch as of the moment. It launches in officially on October 15th, but it is functioning like right now. So let me change the screen first of all, and then yeah, we can just use this one here. So we'll move here, and you can kind of see I've got it queued up, and I'm wearing my earphones, my headphones, and well, we're going to see. I'm still working out the audio. In the last 3 days, this is my third system that I'm working with, so but I'm doing it. Here goes. Let's see. Let me start this up. Like I said, I recorded this and saved it.
Registration key as well. You can then maybe pay it forward for them, or just tell them, hey, log in and register and make your payment. I've got you in already. But as soon as you've invited anyone, you can invite 3, you can invite 30, you can invite 300, 3,000. It's up to you. You will see exactly how much you would earn if everyone you invited paid. And I know Greg did that. He'll tell you he did that. I got a few team members that tested it for a week and said, wow, if this is real. And I was showing them, look here, it is real, because I show them my dashboard, I show them my earnings. And anyway, so when we went live with Coop20, we haven't launched yet, but we went live. I was already on $1,100 just in Coop20. And as of yesterday or 2 days ago, I had hit over $5,000 and earning over 100,000 Rand in South Africa in just about 4 months work, But Coop20 is definitely where the money is. If you're looking for an income, if you're looking to help someone that's in need, if you need the money for any project, even if you just needed to pay your bills, Coop20 is the place to be. It's affordable for everyone. It's easy to understand, and you'll see when Nina does the presentation, she'll go through all the details. But really, guys, it's absolutely fantastic. Once you upgrade to the others, we're going to have you'll get an NFT, which is your store of value. You get these amazing courses, crypto literacy, financial literacy, and in the Mogul, you'll have the 52-week entrepreneurial business course, and there's just going to be more products added as we go along. So, I'm really excited. This business works. David's been doing it for 23 years, which Nina will cover. But, the system works. The numbers work, the math doesn't lie, and we are definitely on the This is the best opportunity online by far that I've ever seen. So sit back,
I'm
pay
just
attention.
waiting for you to share, do a share screen because I cannot share the presentation.
One of the things that I will say too, in the presenting this as an opportunity, it is natural and normal for people to just simply categorize it into the same vein, so to speak, as uh, a, a, a money making type system. And this, because of the cooperative basis and the uh, this system is indifferent to the amount of money that someone has to put in. It's indifferent to it. It's not. It doesn't operate based on that. It's not a factor. Everyone puts something in. Everyone puts a set of value in, and it's a fixed amount. I mean, there are some options, but ultimately, everyone can start with the the base amount, and then they do something else. They put some other benefits. I won't say benefits. They put something else in, attitudes. They put some other actions in, and these are transcendental actions. This is a place where you used to say, "Well, I can't do this," and guess what? You're not saying I can't anymore. You're saying I will. I can and I will. You can't put a dollar value on that. Well, actually, you can put a dollar value on it with this cooperative system. But in most systems that we use for the building of asset values, we're typically exchanging activities, services, we're making goods, we're selling the good, and then people are setting and seeing value in the good and ignoring the person, quite frankly, who did the work. All right? So this is fundamentally different, and it really works to and speaks to the spirit of each individual, the consciousness of each individual, and the, you want to say, the side benefit is something that can be exchanged. That's referred to as, I say, value assets that function as a medium of exchange. And there's some other benefits even there, some other advantages.
Okay, dropping things in. Sorry, I keep forgetting about that. There we go. Thanks. Yeah, so please make sure that you bring your guests, your friends, if you're with family, to say, hey, come sit and watch this with me and take notes. And then please, if there are any questions, there is a Q&A chat at the bottom. Please put your questions in there and we will take them after the presentation. Thank you. Over to you, Nina.
Thank you so much, Marina. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much, all the guests and all the family of Co-op Family. We welcome you today to a business that's going to change your life. My name is Nina Ashrafi. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, USA market. You guys, I am so super excited. This fell into my lap when I needed something, the fastest opportunity that I could see. This fell into my lap, you guys. I am so super excited. And honestly, after talking to David one-on-one, working with him rigorously on these projects, I really see that this year, 2023, my life and everyone's life is going to change if you just follow the simple steps. And that's the key, you guys. It's duplicatable. And you know what? How many people right now, because of what's happened, for 3 years, the pandemic and all that, we're stressed. The holidays are coming. What are we going to do? How are we going to grow our money? And how we're going to grow something that we've been waiting for. So Coop20, basically, you guys, is a feeder program to your dreams. It's a feeder program to help you achieve whatever you want in your life. I've already told my mother, I go 2024, I'm buying a house with cash on my birthday.
Now, one thing I'm going to say is that she calls it a feeder program, and she refers to it as such because the co-op platform actually has 3 of these systems on it. The Coop20 is the newest, and you could call it the baby, so to speak. I call it the baby, and I'm saying even affectionately that it is. but every system that is on it, there are some larger ones. And you don't have to be thinking in terms of, I need to go to this bigger one, etc., or forget one or the other. They all work on the same principles of cooperation. And as such, you can start in one and still move to the middle and to the larger one from the beginning one. And there's another thing. There is a system within it. I'll call it a test system inside. They call it a builder system. And Marina was referring to that in the beginning, where someone started and they just tried it. They're going through the mental motions for a week, and they were seeing what would happen if this had happened, if that had happened, because the system will literally show what the calculations are. It reveals how these distributions are made when people make deposits into the system. But you know something, again, if it's something that people are inclined to do, then the point basically is you start with the baby system, you put something real in it, you do the real activity, and you'll get real results right away. And those real results will show you, well, you have some more confidence to go to this larger one, which basically works on, and not even basically, it works on the exact same principles. And this system is literally unique today. So there really isn't. When I hear people talk about opportunities, I don't use that word, because this is unique. This is something else. This is a parting of the Red Sea type of moment. Now, let me continue.
Before my birthday, so we're moving into our new house, and so that's 1 year from now, you guys. My birthday is October 13. I've already wrote that down. I know the car I want. I know the house I want now. I'm so super excited. It's all because of Co-op20. This will change your life. Believe me. So take piece of paper, pencil, write notes down. We're here to help you answer any of your questions. So let's get started and let's begin. So basically, what is Co-op20? Co-op20 is a cooperative cash flow system that combines the efforts of its members to create a compounding daily passive income for everyone. Do you understand how important that is? Passive income for everyone. I've been attending a lot of events and things like that. And, a lot of people say, well, I need something passive. I need something passive. Here we go, you guys. Here's a passive income that will compound for you daily.
Oh, okay. Now I'm going to halt there for a second. Oh, I didn't change. I didn't get off screen. I'm sitting here watching this. See, this is where the lines get blurred sometimes, because what's compounding is not the compounding. Well, there are arithmetic multiplications, yes, but first part of compounding, this system starts when you are putting some effort out, not only from the standpoint of simply joining it and then receiving the tokens, which will be explained here as we go along. But what you're doing is you're putting some activity out and you're staying with it. We're putting intelligence out. We're putting ourselves out, our real selves, to introduce this, to invite someone else to do just what we're doing. So we're talking the compounding of effort, first of all. And it's human effort, it's intelligent effort, it's loving effort. It is those types of things. It is essentially the same as when someone, say a farmer, takes a seed. They've got crops. Of course, they don't take one seed, they take a bunch. But they take these seeds, and there's potential in those seeds, and they put them into the ground, and then they start giving it something that it needs, basically, that starting with some water, typically vortex water, hopefully. And now this is kicking off something that the contents of the seed responds to. And the water itself is actually breaking down a seed coat, for example, which has kept all that potential inside. Well, we are basically breaking down our own I'm going to say fear coat. We're breaking down our resentment coats and all these other things, and we're starting to let that light that's within us, that's always been there, come out and share with other people. Whether, I can't do it for whatever reason, I've told myself I can't do certain things and decide I'm not telling myself this anymore. This is something that not only will help me, this will help others. And so, in that respect, in the beginning, you are doing the effort. So they talk about a passive income. Excuse me, it is very much active to start. Yes, and excuse me, it's positive activity. You can't criticize a person into joining this. Okay, you can't deride, you can't belittle someone into doing this. You appeal. Not only do you don't say appeal to their highest, you use the highest that's within yourself. You know what your limitations are because they pretty much have been the groundwork. They have been this is how we've created the life that we've lived, as well as the limitations that have become normal to us. And so you're deciding to step beyond those things. You're stepping beyond the behaviors that cause you to create these limitations over and over and over again. You're changing your story as you change your attitude. So you're using different words. You are envisioning different things. You're envisioning here, Nina rather. She's envisioning not simply getting a house, buying it and paying for it outright. I mean, who are your present activities doing that now? There are people who are considered millionaires, and when they're ready to get something new, they still got to look at paying notes and mortgages and things like that because they don't have the funds available to them to simply just get what they need when they want, no matter how much it costs. So let's continue with this, and if I got some other, clarifications, I'll make them.
And that's beautiful, okay? So basically, world's first cooperative income system, introducing Coop20, a game-changing wealth generational system, unlocked the path to financial freedom through global expansion. And the best thing is, you guys, we're already global. We're positioned in all the countries in the world. So we're not here to launch one part of the world and then we're going to launch another part of the world. It's already been in existence. Okay, Coop20 is already launched. We are having a launch October 15th. But you guys, you could come in, plug in, start making the money because you guys are the first to be part of this. And that's huge. So the mission statement, our mission is to empower all the individuals to achieve lasting financial freedom through simplified and user-friendly wealth building systems. I always say, whoever knows me, they know I always say, money grows on systems. Money grows on system. Money cannot be duplicated if it's not simple, duplicatable system. And that's exactly what we're going to show you today, that with Coop20, it's a simple, duplicatable system. No matter how old you are, no matter how much experience you have, no matter if you have a dream and you have a will to follow two simple systems, you will be very successful in this. So let's go. Let's talk about the company, our great founder. And this is the reason why I'm so excited, because of our founder, you guys. Honestly, I had a one-on-one talk with him. I found his accolades. I saw everything, what he has accomplished. So our CEO, David T. Rosen, over 23 years of business experience. He's also created some of the most disruptive businesses that took place globally. I had no clue that our CEO, David Rosen, was the founder of all those. In 1985, he created the WOW card, world's first loyalty card. How many people globally have used a loyalty card? I have. And I didn't know our founder was part of this. He is the one who put the foundation of this.
I haven't used
and
one.
Guess what? The whole world is using that system. 1985, he created the WOW Mall, the world's first online shopping mall. 1985, when people were like, who's going to shop online? And now we cannot even live without shopping online. Everything is online. He created that software that the whole world is globally plugged in, the systems. He's a system-driven person, and this wealth is system-driven also. 2001, he created the 5-Star Exchange, the world's first crowdfunding platform. You guys, listen to this word, world's first crowdfunding platform, now also known as GoFundMe. Okay, how many people use this on a regular basis when they have a project to work on, they need some money, they do this. What do? They start reaching out and say, let's work together, help me this. So these are some platforms that our CEO developed, and his accolades go page after page. And I didn't have time, we don't have time to cover all of this, but that gave me a surety, because I'm a person, been in this industry for over 20 years. I need a surety. If I'm going to put my name in something, and I'm going to bring my teams, and I'm bring my groups, and I'm going to bring people from all over the world, I need a surety, because people have been burned. And that's why when I'm putting my name on it, I've done all the work. And my people know when I call someone, they know that the reason I put my name, I have full faith in this company. So let's tell you, what is it? Okay, so what is Co-op 20? It's a cooperative income opportunity. It's not an MLM. MLM is a multi-level marketing scheme. Basically, what that means is no one can surpass anyone. Okay, you come in and you have to know this is a cooperative. That means we're all working together as a team, as a family, and we're all winning together. Just like how Uber came in and disrupted the whole industry of the taxi industry, correct? So, I mean, people don't own Uber, but they use that facility, they use that system to make money for them, right?
Now, one thing that I will say here, she talks about that it's not an MLM, and this is true, it's not. When she talked about this as a family and we work together, I'd like to clarify everyone is equal. There's no one, there's a set of rules, there's a set of behaviors, there's a protocol. The protocol applies to everyone. And essentially, the criteria for joining is the same, for funding is the same, the amounts are basically the same. And the things that you need to do, which you'll hear here shortly, in terms of inviting, helping someone from, accepting an invitation, and then inviting 3 people to join. But on the other hand, the next part of it is helping them to succeed at doing the same thing. When we care enough about someone else's success as we care about our own, and we literally help 3 people to succeed. There's some powers in threes, so to speak, and this system is using, again, that replication, multiplication, etc. And they're using it to actually change their own life. How about that? Having a moment. My cat wants to get out, and it ain't going to be happening. Okay, so this is really important. You talk about an egalitarian. This is unique. Again, it's not that it can't be where other systems and other platforms can have this, but quite frankly, it doesn't exist. This system, this platform has actually three, all of which are working on the same principle of cooperation. And their egalitarianism, equality, starts it. So now the difference becomes us, not the system itself. I can vouch also for the functionality of the system. The next part is the functionality of our own qualities of personality, our persistence, our self-belief. Your self-belief is more important now. Not to mention that your belief in others. You got to start with your own. And many people have literally become accustomed to not believing in themselves. And if you don't have a chance here. But on the other hand, everyone has a chance to change their mind and begin and start practicing and using that self-belief. And the cool thing about this system is that it will reward each person, you could say, monetarily. Money or this negotiable asset value is the side benefit here. The spiritual part of this, the aspects of consciousness, are the primary. And this is what I want to emphasize and make very, very clear.
right? Just like how Netflix came in, Netflix has a membership program. We all use it, but do we make anything out of it? No. So Co-op 20 is a membership subscription program, one time out of pocket, you guys, as for each affiliate member, as known as global business owner. So we become, when we join this system of Co-op 20, we become a global business owner. One time out of pocket, and I'm going to show you how all this works, okay? So what does it includes in your membership? State-of-the-art back office, empowered with advanced AI technology system to unlock the wealth of marketing resources and more. It's going to unlock the system, how to make money, how to grow that $20 one time out of your pocket to become a multimillionaire through this company. I cannot sleep anymore. I've lost my sleep, you guys. I am so excited where the videos are coming, the marketing resources are coming to really take this like a storm with everyone. So cooperative cash flow system that harness the collective efforts of members toward a common goal, creating a compounding daily income for everyone who's involved. We are basically, what you're going to get for your $20 membership is we're going to give you a wealth building ecosystem. That's what you're going to get. Plus all the resources like Marina was telling, and all those, these are all available in our back office. But imagine a true wealth building ecosystem. Remember that it's a true wealth building ecosystem. And it's not gotcha here and do this and do that, because a lot of companies, they're like, oh, what's the catch? There's no catch, you guys. There is no catch, okay? So the world's first 3x6 re-entry, follow me, income cooperative. So it's a 3x6 matrix. It's re-enter and follow me. Everyone will re-enter and then follow me, just like a leader, one by one, to all the systems that we're about to show you. So 3x6 matrix that pays you up to 6 levels deep. And it's not only 6 level deep, and people above you get 6 levels above, get money for that too. Okay, so that's huge. Automatic re-entry. Once the matrix is full, it will re-enter you into the new matrix. And follow me. Your team follows you. Okay, that's huge. So
I was sitting there debating, should I come in now and just say something or not or whatever. However, well, obviously now that I'm talking, I guess I did. So I want to just go over this again. I tend to talk slower, and that's just what I do. And so it is a 3x6 matrix, the re-entry and follow me. And in a way of speaking, it creates a vortex. This is all moving funds. And one of the things that's unique about this is that because you are putting something out, each one is putting something out, the uniformity of the protocol allows for a small amount to be put out by everyone, and then actually a small amount of performance, okay, simply inviting 3, and then as step 1, and when you get the 3 tokens, when you talk to someone and you say, this is what I've done, and invite you to do the same, will you do the same thing? If they agree, if you agree that you'll invite 3 people to do this too, you're going to give this a shot. Let's consider this a social experiment, an economics experiment, because it has not been done before. Well, then what you do is you pass one of your tokens, because you're obtaining 3 tokens. They're basically talking in terms of, when I say there, in this presentation that you hear, they talk about $20. You have to maintain a balance of $20 in your co-op wallet, in your Co-op 20 wallet, so that every 28 days you can the system will pass those funds to, and it chops it up, and it passes a portion of those funds to 6 other people. So that $20 is your membership, which you have to have in your wallet at all times. If you go underneath that, then you stop. If you stop being able to give, you also stop being able to receive. It's very, very logical. This is the way life ought to be. Okay, you spend when you got it, and when you don't have it, you don't receive, and your ability to spend is diminished, at least as far as the system is concerned. But the it's a 3x6 matrix, And the first step is inviting those three, and then they do the same thing. So you're going to buy 3 tokens. You know, talk about 20 bucks out of pocket one time. Uh, you're going to buy the tokens to pass on to 3 people. You need to do that because the system uses those token addresses and the information associated with it to plug you into a receiving matrix. So you are literally creating a return receipt, an in-kind receipt back to you. So the funds that you put into this system, which only has to come out of your pocket one time, if you do it, I want to say and efficiently in a short period of time, then it comes out your pocket one time, but it'll come out of your wallet because you will have more than enough in your balance to be able to keep it going, and that also means keep receiving on and on and on, 13 times a year. Let us continue to see what Nina is saying.
So basically how the payout works, okay? The payout is 100%. There's 3 royalty types. 50% is the cooperative, pays 6 businesses. So 6 businesses, like I told you, above you get paid. And 25% to the inviter. So if you were invited by, like, for example, I invited you, right? Okay, I will get paid 13 times a year. We have a 28-day cycle. So you get an extra month to get that. Isn't that great? So we're not going by the conventional calendar. It's a 28-day pay cycle. And every 28 days, your memberships are renewed from your profit, not from your pocket anymore, because we're going to show you the simple duplicatable system. And the 25% qualified royalties, 3 who have 3. You have to qualify. And once you qualify, the whole compensation plan opens up. The best thing is, you guys, we get paid daily. Coop20 uses proprietary decentralized wallet in-house bank that does not rely on third parties for either incoming or outgoing payments. So all the payments are available for you immediately. But what I tell people, what I'm telling my team and everyone else, we're family, make sure the system will keep your $20 for renewal automatically, so nothing comes out of your pocket. Because
all right, so I've kind of I have explained some of those things, but I do want to say something about the co-op wallet itself. When you join, you will get an entire dashboard. You've got an entire system. It is blockchain based. It's a Web 3. That may or may not mean much, but within that system, it's a decentralized wallet, and it's proprietary and it's private. And so when you are putting funds into the co-op system, it's converted, it's accepted as cryptocurrency. That's what you're depositing in, and that's and that value, which is pegged to the US dollar. So I call them US dollar equivalents, USDEs, so to speak, and that is what is being moved around. So the value is maintained, the stable value or a stable value that's equivalent to US dollars is maintained throughout the system. And then when you make your withdrawals, it is also in US dollar equivalents, period. So this makes this system indifferent to the prices of and the fluctuations of the cryptos. Even if the crypto that you put in has gone down in value, so to speak, all the actual accounting is pegged to a stable coin, which is pegged to the US dollar. And it's protected. It's a cryptocurrency, and you have full authority to use it as you so choose, and to review it, so to speak, when you so choose to do that too.
Systems duplicate, okay? So here how it works, basically. It's very simple to qualify. There's 2 membership qualification. 1, become an active, register one time out of pocket. That's all you do. And $1 is for the gas fee, basically for the transitions, from digital to digital. So
now see, this is something I'm going to basically say. What she's saying is totally true. However, my suggestion is that when in becoming active, you actually simply accept an invitation. When you decide that you're going to do this too, then simply accept an invitation from someone who showed this to you, or from me if it comes if it's you want to work with me, so to speak, at this and do this. And the point is, be prepared to simply buy your 3 tokens. So it's going to cost somewhere around $60, a little after, because the token is $20, and you're going to need 3 of them, because you need to have 3 people who do the same thing. So you might as well buy them. I realize they are working to, come to the lowest common denominator, but ultimately, to make this system work, you need to get 3 tokens. So buy them to start. So if we're going to work together, you get the 3 tokens, or you express the willingness to, because you need my referral link. And so I can send you a referral link, or you can use the one below, so to speak, that's in the description, because you'll see my information come up. At which point in time, then to activate, you purchase 3 tokens, co-op tokens. I don't see a point basically in even taking the link and then paying $20 when you're going to still need to get 3 tokens and use them to invite someone else. Spending the $20 cements your space in the system, and you literally, and they'll talk about this later, could sit back and do nothing and still actually make something. But when and where, I don't even know why you'd want to. And quite frankly, everyone's free to do that if they want. But it is more important to exercise those aspects of your consciousness, of your spirit, than it is to sit back and just join this and then wait for something to come, which you can do, but that's really not the point of this. So I have to say that, and let's continue. Nina?
So $21, so $20. And then how you get qualified is you bring your 3 personals and you help them get their 3. Once you do this, you guys, the power of 3 by 6, the whole matrix opens up, and not just one, but so many global ecosystem matrices open up. And I'm going to show you that the process of earning money is easy to understand. And the immense reward from daily pay systems. The daily pay system, I mean, you can start really taking care, but this system, you'll be able to take care of all your bills. In a couple more weeks, you'll be able to start living the debt-free life and start dreaming again. Every time I talk to someone, they're like, oh, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed. And why are we stressed? Financially. How do we grow our money? What is the right company that we could plug in once and really make a difference in our life? And remember, 23-year-old backup, okay? So basically, let's talk about how this works, okay? So this is your matrix, okay? So example, you come in, you pay your $20 membership, right? You get positioned in your day 1. So this is day 1. I'm going to talk about day 1, okay? So day 1, so when you bring, and you get qualified by you bringing your 3 GBOs. When you bring your 3 global business partners, you are fully qualified. Now you have.
All right. So this is where I make that clarification again. I kind of set it up before, but I'm going to say it again. It kind of gets lost in the equation sometimes when they talk about getting your 3, especially when they talk about a $20 membership. The basic thing is this, is that to get your 3, you have to obtain 3 tokens. That means you put $60 out, plus a few bucks. It's about $66, $67 in value to get your 3 tokens. And that is what you're going to use to invite, when you start talking to people, when someone says, yes, I'm going to do this, then you're going to give them one of your tokens. But you will have actually put the 60 some odd bucks out. Now, David will talk about this later, because you immediately, soon as someone else, soon as those people that you just invited begin to do the same thing, they put their 60 some odd bucks out, and then they get the tokens, and then when someone joins and they open a new account, that person who invited them receives some funds distributed from that 60 some odd dollars, as do you, as do four other people who are in the six, who are in that I don't know. So I was kind of trying to get to the 6 degrees or something, but this is really in a lineage of 6 members. Whoever the 7th one was, they're not in this anymore. In as far as this particular transaction is concerned, the other thing that I like to point out is that the people who fund, that you're setting these funds up, those funds don't show up into the system until someone brings it in. A market cap for this system is actually unnecessary because you are bringing funds in, and you are then immediately, the system is immediately redistributing it to others. And the other thing that I want to make clear here, the model, when she's talking about day 1 through day 6, this is the assumption that each person at each level does this in one day. Now, ultimately, these amounts get paid out when the criteria is met. This example is based on the assumption that everyone, okay, let's see, you decide you want to do this, and I do this, and I've got so many people on a call, and I get 5, 10, 15 people that say right now, yeah, I want to do this right now. And so they reach out to me, and we do it. We can get them all done today, right? The thing that we're talking about is a situation where this is happening each day, and the people who join also have their 3 people lined up, and they could be on the same call, and they can coordinate among themselves their activity so that they got it done in one day's time. But I'm explaining it out so that you can picture, and you can picture not only the fact of this is what this graphic means, but the truth is, as this moves along and people begin to actually grok it, they understand it, they get what this thing is actually doing and allowing for them, that excitement level continues to rise, and it can simply be where each day those 3 that are joining are getting their 3 in the same day. And on that basis, all of this is how this works when that is happening. Now, the cool thing is, if it's not happening with that level of regularity, the numbers are still there. When your 3 have 3, you are at not just here, but here. You have 3, as they call them, GVOs, but then you have 9 more. You have a total of 12. And so each day, assuming this is happening all in one day, so in this case, 27 people, because this is the next level, would be all doing this in one day, etc. Okay, so this is the basis.
Now you have to get fully qualified, you have to help those 3 bring their 3. Okay, that's how simple it is. So when you bring your first 3, you get $24. At least now your next month is covered. Okay, wow, you made $4 profit. Okay, and you got enough money to cover your next month. So what do you have to do in these 28 days?
Oh, excuse me. She's talking about the enough in your co-op wallet as a balance so that there's nothing required out of your pocket. Your $20 membership, which is every 28 days, is covered. So now this is where the passiveness of this system begins. You've done the activity, you've been active, but now the passive part comes in, because as more people continue to do what we've done by this time, the funds and your accounts continues to grow. You've got your $20 in there always as a basis, and now you're I want to say I won't call it the excess, but the balance itself, the normal balance, continues to rise. And here goes.
If you're smart, you're not going to wait 28 days. You're going to say, okay, day 1, day 2, now I have to get these people qualified. If that's all you did, the minimum is 3 personal GBOs. Okay, global business owners, 3 of them. That's it. If that's all you did, you will open all your matrices. But who wants to stop at 3? Sky's the limit, you guys. So when you go help your 3, you're at 9 GBOs, you're at $33. Those 3 come and help themselves get qualified. That's 27. At day 3, you're earning 80 because you're making money from all these matrices, right? And then you help those 3, you're 81. But what did you do? You started your ecosystem wealth building process. You came in, you paid $20, and you got your 3, and you helped them bring their 3. If you could just remember how simple this is, you guys. Day 3, you're 88. Day 4, you're 193. Day 5, you're 534. Day 6, 2,283. And what did you do? You brought in your 3, and you helped them bring their 3. That's all you have to do to start your wealth building ecosystem process. Okay, so imagine 2283. That's huge. We're only 1 day behind, you guys. So if you understand the power of 1 day behind, I brought my 3. So I got to make sure my 3 have to help them next day bring their 3. Okay, boom. The next day I have to help them, those 3, understand the possibilities, not possibilities, reality, helping them get their 3. Okay. So basically what happens, like I told you, we're showing you how to build an ecosystem. So reentry income system. So after your co-op 1, there's co-op 2, there's co-op 3, there's co-op 4, there's co-op 5, there's co-op 6. It goes on and on. So basically at day 7, look at this, you guys, at day 6, right? You're at 2283. And what did you do? You brought your 3, you helped them get their 3, and everyone just duplicated that process. If that's all you did. Day 7, it will automatically put you in your co-op 2. Automatically, it will re-enter you automatically to the new co-op, while this co-op will start again in 28.
Now, I'm going to explain this a little bit more. I don't know if that is, if it makes sense enough, at least. What basically occurs in this reentry system is that you started here when we talks about co-op 1. This is a Coop20 matrix. It's got 6 levels on it, and as you saw, on each level, your first is 3, your next has 9 more. It's 3 times the previous one. So then there's 27, there's 81, there's 243, and on the 6th level, it's 729. The total number inclusive is 1,092. So when this matures or maxes out, there are 1,092 wallets. You call them GBOs, but essentially these are people who are members, and they are members as a result of your joining. When you joined and you deposited, you brought funds into the system, and you qualified yourself to receive funds from the system. So when you invited the 3 people, they did the exact same thing, and in so doing, their wallet was connected to yours. Now you have your wallet, and you have 3 donors who are sending every 28 days funds to your wallet. As long as they have a minimum of $20 of value in their wallet, then you're going to receive guaranteed. Okay, as long as you have $20 in yours as a balance, you're going to receive guaranteed, because you're going to be actually giving to 6 others. That's coming from your wallet. So, and this continues. The next is going to have 27 more on that level, and it goes up. Now, the cool thing here is this: when it gets to the mature, whereas 1,092, that's where the reentry comes in. Essentially, what the system does is create a new matrix, and the process repeats, but it does not require any additional input on your part. This is the point of this. So, and then the reentry and the follow me part. So, what the system does is it creates a new cooperative, a co-op 2, but it is connected to your co-op 1. And see, your co-op one, in the beginning, you only had yourself, okay? And then the three people that you started. But by the time this matures, you have 729 people on your level 6, and they are doing their own beginnings, okay, first of all. And in addition to that, they are getting from and receiving from 720, no, not 729, they're receiving from 2,000 and whatever, 84, whatever the number is, people, different people, not even the same. This is how this system can perpetuate itself, how he literally can have a new cooperative created, which would be the co-op 2, and there's funds still coming through because all the people that are in the co-op 1 have a minimum of $20 in there, so that's being in their wallets, and they're moving this stuff through. And so when you max out again, it continues in the same way. It creates another and another. So you're getting up to 2,300 or so when this maxes out, but then it creates a new one, except it's with the same people, but the funds are there. It's a liquid system, and the funds are actually there to start just filling it up again and keep the amounts flowing cumulatively going. So this is why these numbers just start rising more, and when it fills up again, it creates another one, a co-op 3, all triggered by your original deposit, your original choice to fund and deposit. Now there are other things too that even compounds this even more, and it does not involve putting any more funds out. It just involves enjoying more blessings from it.
In 28 days. Okay, and then once this, so all these people which were positioned right over here, you guys, they are re-entered to co-op 2. Okay, as co-op 1 fills, your matrix fills, you are re-entered and continue onwards to your next co-op matrix, advancing onwards. So once this co-op gets filled, what are you going to do now? It's going to start again. Co-op 1 starts after 28 days, and co-op 2 starts after 28 days, and then everyone is moved automatically to co-op 3. Unlimited amount of money, unlimited royalties you could make, unlimited re-entry privileges. Money is just making money over and over and over and over, and it's just the cycle is going on and on and on. Okay, it gets so huge. Okay, it was so funny because I asked David, because I'm such a number person. I asked David, I go, David, what happens after number 10 and 11? He goes, Nina, just do what I'm telling you to do. So imagine the money. Okay, day 6, you're 2283, right? 2283. Day 7, when you have entered your new matrix and the other one starts, you are 3,158. Day 8, because everyone is re-entering and following their leaders. Day 8 is 5,126. Day 9 is 9,063. And I was like, what happens day 10, David? He's like, Nina, just do what you're supposed to do. You cannot comprehend the numbers. Okay, the numbers, okay, because he's a mathematical genius. He's a mathematical genius. You guys, we just have to follow. This is completely new. It has never been done like this, okay?
All right, now I'm going to say something because my presentation of all this has evolved over time, and where she's saying that it's never been done like this, it perhaps hasn't been done this way, but is not as though it hasn't been suggested. In my presentation, I talk about something called the golden rule. You treat people the way you want to be treated, and you treat yourself the way you want others to treat you as well. And this is essentially the golden rule applied to finances. And our present way of doing finances, and I'm talking about going back 1,000 years or 2,000 years and more, have nothing to do with the golden rule. I mean, Jesus was is recorded to have been throwing the money changers out of the temples. These things, Moses was up there having a conversation with the the light, and he gets back down, and they're making idols and other types of things. These practices go back a long time, and these practices do not regard the value of each other. This is a valuation of things and the exploitation of each other. This is what we're doing today. This is much of our issue and our problem. These are our habits that we have, in fact, turned into our society, our social order. And because this thing called money, quote unquote, has been so tightly controlled by a small group of people, we have literally not had anything else to compare it to. The introduction of Bitcoin began the ability to compare it. And that was in 2008, 2009. And now for the years, 2013, 16, 17, I discovered or came across an awareness of Bitcoin around 2017. And but even then, it's not about the coin having or being of value. The value of the crypto space, starting with Bitcoin, is in what it did for people. It's people who embraced it, people who used it, and one reason they used it was because it protected their value. It was a distributed ledger and a record of the exchange of value between people. And because it was protected, people used it. And because people used it, the token itself, because it's just information, I can show you a representation of a Bitcoin, but it won't have any value other than as a symbol of a representation. The actual Bitcoin is, 20, 30 some odd $1,000 right now, whatever the price is at the moment. But you can't touch a Bitcoin, but it still does something that's of value. Now, this applies also to the crypto space itself, because it's you and I who decide what is valuable. And as more people begin to use something, that's where its value starts to increase. And it's I'm not going to call it a dirty little secret, but I'll tell you, it's a point of awareness that most people are convinced, especially by the time you've gotten out of an education system, that they're convinced that it's not realistic. And it's interesting, you start talking about getting out of an education system, and what does it get you? It gets you with a closed mind, mostly in debt, and believing in outside authorities and in anyone but yourself if they have the proper credentials. That's what you get from the traditional, conventional ways of doing things. And so because we have not had any alternatives, we've not had a system like this. This cooperative system in its form is basically only about a year old. I've been in the larger co-op system for a year. And most people won't listen, or would not listen. I won't say it in the present tense, but they wouldn't listen to it as it was presented, mostly because what it would produce was so far outside of what they've ever considered was possible. And if you can't or won't, everyone can, but if you won't consider that this is possible simply because you've never seen it or you've never seen it before, you're not in the moment. You're letting the past guide or inform your decision in the moment. You need to, at the very least, be neutral enough to look at it through, and more so than that, I'm going to say courageous enough to give it a shot, because it's not asking for much. And for what it can deliver, for us to literally cooperate with each other and put some funds and some value into this and then talk to each other and help each other to succeed, that's called the golden rule. And it will pour you out a blessing that you won't have room to receive. All these phrases start to make sense to me once I saw what this was, but it requires a certain quality of activity and relations with each other and with ourselves that most people are not actively doing now. And as a result, this is why we have what we have. Everything is associated with consciousness. You know, if you thought solving your money problems were going to be the end of it all, you'd still be in the consciousness of perhaps not caring about others, perhaps still fearing someone else.Maybe now you've got to armor yourselves up because you have and you are have and the rest are have-nots. That's a state of consciousness that most people habituate now, and it informs how their lives play out on a personal level as well as a collective level. If we literally want to change our collective situation, we need to take ownership and you can say control of our personal, and bring joy back into our experiences, bring courage back into what we do, bring compassion back. Because the cool thing here is that this is a teachable activity. Even when someone doesn't have, so to speak, even when someone, we'll be in a position to help them. But the greater help is simply showing them how we did it. So they do it for themselves. Do you think that's not going to have an impact on a person's self-esteem? It's going to actually put their mind at ease for things that they have really had no answer for, and our present ways of doing things still provide no answers. Okay, let's go back to see what Nina has to say. I just needed to say that too.
Okay,
come on, girl.
And you're creating your wealth one matrix at a time, and it's putting you over and over like a circle. That's how money grows. It's compounding for you daily.
Vortex.
Because it's taking you from one matrix to another matrix to another matrix, and every matrix is paying you money. Wow, that is so powerful. Okay, so basically, you guys, and then a lot of people say, well, I don't know 3 people. If you don't know 3 people, there's absolutely no recruitment required. You don't have to recruit no one. But then you have to wait for the spillovers, and we don't know how long that's going to take you. It could take you a couple months, could take you a year, could take you a few years. Are you willing to wait a few years for someone else to build your dream, when all you have to do is bring your 3 and help them bring their 3? The minimum. There's no max you could stop at, but minimum, without doing anything. And it could take you 1 year, it could take you 2 years, it could take you 1 month, depending which organizations you fall in, right? But without doing a single thing, once your matrix gets filled, you'll make 1854 without recruiting. And that's huge too. But am I going to wait 2-3 years from now to wait for someone to fall in so that way I could make some money? No, I'm going to jump in and get started. Okay. So basically, so we're almost done, you guys. So the road to success money making machine, wealth making ecosystem. What do you get for this? You get $20 co-op membership system. So we're giving you a system that really works, because our CEO, David, is a genius when it comes to numbers. 3x6 cooperative structure, unlimited earnings, re-entry income centers. You're re-entered over and over. After every 28 days, it goes again and again. So could you imagine if you filled all your 6 co-op matrices, what the number is going to be? How badly do you want this? I want this really badly, you guys. I'm so excited. I'm ready to put my 1,000% in this. Unlimited qualified royalties. 100% of your money is paid to you from day one. An automatic upgrade to Co-op 28. And we're going to talk about, this is what Marina was saying. So as you are being pushed into Co-op 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, it's re-entry, it's entering you to, because it gets better. Okay, it gets better. So like I said, automatically you get qualified to Co-op 20. We told you the qualification, and it pushes you. So Co-op 20 is a feeder from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, and then automatically enters you to Co-op 20, which is the elite membership. Okay, so and then over here there's 80. But guess
she meant Co-op 28. There are 3 systems. So when your balance is high enough, it will automatically trip and put you into the Co-op 20, which is a 3x10 matrix. and then there's another one.
But guess what? You don't have to do the work again. You've already done the work. It just, because the way the system is designed, it will automatically push you. We will re-enter you. You're going to follow your leaders. You're going to re-enter. You're going to follow your leaders, re-enter you, follow the leaders. Can that get anything easier than that? And then you're automatically qualified for 280 Bungle membership. So automatically the renewal from your co-op wallet profits every 28 days. So from your profits, you're going to be re-entered to all these matrices, all these money making system, you guys. And that is huge. The launch is October 15, 2023, but you don't have to wait till the launch. You could start building your dream. Imagine in 9 days, you have started your second matrix. What's going to happen? 9 days, okay? You're at $9,000. Are you waiting for the launch? I am not waiting for the launch. I'm waiting for my birthday, October, but I am ready. I already see this happening, you guys. So register today, okay? You get your position today. You get started today. Your money is available in your back office today. And that's how huge it is. So unleashing the income potential known has no boundaries. The possibilities are limitless, you guys. Get back with the person who invited you. Get started today. Get positioned today. And start earning today. And that's huge. By the time the launch happens, okay, launches, we're just trying to get the marketing tools ready for everyone. Basically, that's it. It's already launched. Okay, get positioned. In 7 days, you're at the second matrix, you guys. And that's when the money starts doubling. Okay, by the time October finishes, you're entering in your third matrix. Your position in opportunity 20, co-op 28. So you guys, I am so excited. You know, I could talk and talk and talk, but welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Back to you, Marina.
All right, let's just do that, and I'll give you a break. Um, Great excitement, and again, for different reasons. My focus for doing this has much to do with, again, where the consciousness of society is right now. And quite frankly, relative to this thing called money, much of Chicago, why do I always say Chicago? Much of society has been really held by the short hairs because we've been influenced and become accustomed, essentially, to having money, not of having money, but of money being, I want to say, a major influencer in our activity. Our education system, our entire social system, many of our habits and everything else are based around some professional, needing to keep their job, and they're doing things that actually common sense and intelligence would say not to do. And so the people, the vast majority of the population, is more used and accustomed to following what I might call draconian traditions. And, well, we're doing it because we've always done it this way. Well, at some point in time, it wasn't being done that way. When it was begun for some reason, whatever it was, and it has morphed in many, many ways. But there are certain understandings, and I might even say there are certain misunderstandings that are at play, that are involved with all of our social dynamics and all the issues that we're dealing with that are associated with it, including disease, including debt, including geopolitical stress, even including the effects on our climate. But there are other behaviors that need to be changed that deal with our consciousness and our spirits and our souls. And as they are not being, let's say, attended to the extent that we set them aside, for example, to the extent that we set care for others aside in terms of making a dollar or whatever the denomination is more important than someone else's life, okay? That's our problem. And most people who are still doing it haven't noticed it. They're not associating the situation that we are dealing with right now with that particular condition, which only we can change. So here it is, the golden rule, something that has been suggested perhaps in for all of the gerrymandering that has been done in the Bible, and that's been, and again, I'm not presenting this from a religious standpoint. Many people who consider themselves religious are still have drank from the same dysfunctional Kool-Aid of consciousness. And ultimately, you treat people the way you want to be treated. You treat yourself the way you want others to treat you. And in so doing, this is applied. This works within the framework that is this cooperative system. This cooperative system will not pay you if you're not willing to do that. If you're not even willing to work in your own behalf, I'm talking about positively. If you're thinking that you're simply entitled and you want to fight, you want to keep fighting, for example, you want to fight to be right about this or right about that, you still want to condemn this group versus that, this won't draw you at all. I don't even worry about it. I'm not even concerned. The issue is if you imagine better, not only for yourself, not only now, but for a future. If you want to change a different future, you need to be doing something positive and different now. We have this whole thing, I believe our children are our future. That song is on YouTube. I checked that song out. 287 million views of that Whitney Houston song. And it's a beautiful song. And people listen, I believe the children are, treat them well and let them lead the way. Excuse me. They're going to lead the way, and you consider how we treat them today well? I mean, there's got to be more than just simple sentiments. There's got to be reality. And there's certain things that we have abdicated relative to common sense, to what's actually helpful and beneficial, and we've basically allowed ourselves to be talked out of our own power to say no to certain things that we should have been refusing. And we should be calling people's responsibility for what they've done, because essentially they're not alone. If we elected to accept whatever their prognosis was, whatever their guidance was, or whatever, and we got to pay the price for it if it wasn't based in truth, if it wasn't based in a respect for you and me, as opposed, and I mean in a context beyond whether we're billable or not. Okay, everyone respects you as long as you're billable, and then all of a sudden their services dry up and go away. Well, the truth is their services were no good in the first place. But you need to know that enough to say no. So these are the things. This is a transformational moment. This is a parting of the Red Sea moment. And this is literally a way where we can decentralize the nodes, N-O-D-E-S, of value. You and I are nodes of value because we are life. And we, as life, with something called free will, we can, in fact, obtain or take on behaviors where we don't know enough about ourselves, and we're not receiving. The universe is reciprocity. I'll mention that. Hey, on YouTube, my original site was taken down in 2019, prior to what became known as this pandemic. They were planning something for society, and my site, my YouTube channel, which had about 600 videos at the time, perhaps had a little bit too much that was off narrative, and they didn't do the due process and the appeals and everything else. They didn't do three strikes. They gave me um, one email saying that there was a complaint, and it was about a video that I had done 9 years prior with Jim Humble, who actually on of MMS fame, and who himself transitioned at the beginning of September 5th, I think, of this year. Jim transitioned at 90 years of age, but I was instrumental in bringing awareness to MMS and presenting Jim, and as well as others, and as my own self, as I came and understood what that substance was and what it does and what its real value is. And so people are using it today. There are, but all of that was part of the, I'll say, the incorrectness of what I had. So I still have my, well, this is a new a site, a new channel, and I've got a lot of those videos. I got perhaps most of them. I got many videos that no one has seen still. So I'm going to put them up somewhere. At least my intention is. But this is what I see now. In fact, with this cooperative system, it's a way that I see people can actually exercise their own spiritual muscles. This is one reason I don't talk about it in the context of quote unquote money, but I do consider it. When you do those things, I consider that an apt way of describing what will happen is that the system, as well as the universe, will pour you out blessings that you won't have room to receive. And the thing about it, it will do it for everyone who does the same thing. Nothing else can be even described in that way. Nothing. And that's the thing, given the consciousness of our society, given how deeply money, quote unquote, has been inculcated into our psyche. People define themselves by it. They define what's good and bad by the status of it until they get it. And then they start realizing, well, gee, I'm not feeling any better, because there are other things. There were other issues and other factors that they didn't know. So I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to be unclear about the fact of what's important to me, because what you do in your consciousness, this is where I've done and created this map of one-chessness. And the map of one-chessness also allows a person to look at it and reassess and start seeing the relative value of the places that they typically habituate in their ways of thinking and of being. So our task, if you will, our real opportunity as far as freedom is concerned, is to lift our own spirits and to see the value in life and the value of our own life, and to see our own equality. I mean, how many people are out there wanting to fight for equality? That's as good as shadow boxing. You're not going to achieve something that you already are. You've got to change the quality of your thinking and your speaking and your behavior. That's where your equality is, and that's where it exists for everyone. That's the level playing field. So this system, this cooperative system, puts the idea of value and negotiable value and something called money in its proper perspective, because it takes it out of being, you start giving yourself sufficient, you start giving yourself a flow. You put out a little bit, you invite three others, they do the same thing, put out a little bit, and they do the same thing and put out a little bit, and each is going to have the reciprocity of receipt, and the amount of receipt is going to grow and grow and grow every time someone new joins. This is unprecedented, and it is fully within, I want to say, the law, so to speak, natural law. That's the cool thing. The fact that it is all crypto, in this case, that is pegged to equivalencies of US dollars, is calculated in dollar equivalents, and it comes out to you as in the dollar equivalents, I believe, of Ethereum. And so then you do whatever you want with it. And there's going to be plenty so that you can change your own life. You can make a difference in other people's lives. And taking it even a step further, you can show them how to do it for themselves so they take a lead in being a difference in their own life. That to me is what I like to see happen. That's what actually makes me real happy at the thought. And that's what I invite you to do in joining Co-op 20 with me or with whomever told you to or suggested that you watch this. If you found this of some value, this is how we can change so many other things in the most, I want to say, not in the most, but perhaps in the least likely thought of ways. Because we are so used to being on our own, being individuals, and also we're so used to being at each other, pointing fingers, shouting, and whatever else. And that's all just trained. We're all trying to shield ourselves and shield our own hurts. And ultimately, we are showing our hurts as a way of shielding it. It's about getting over and getting beyond the hurts, the limitations, and the lack. And this is something we can actively do ourselves and help ourselves and help each other at the same time. This is really, really cool. So what I'm going to do, it had occurred to me that to take you into the back office, but I'm not going to do that right now. What I think I'm thinking of doing, and if you have some suggestions or requests, I'm thinking of doing like a Zoom call, schedule a Zoom call, and just have this kind of conversation about this system, its implications, what it does, and then I can take you in the back office and show you or talk about how to fund. If you're familiar with using a crypto wallet now, then you're not going to have any problems putting funds, 30 or 60 some odd bucks worth of funds to get your co-op 20 tokens. However, you want to join using a referral link. And so mine is in the description below. You can contact me too, Facebook, or you can contact me on YouTube as well. If you want to. I'm also thinking of creating another space. I mean, David Rosen has his own space. I've been working with another fellow, Greg Baldwin, who has a Smarter Than Money. But for me, this is about consciousness first. This is about one-iousness first. This is the active and, I want to say, enthusiastic use of our not only our intelligence, but our imagination. And I think it's more important to support that, to rethink what's possible. I mean, for example, if you need to get your car fixed, or you need to get a new car, or not to talk about a house or other types of things, people right now, the vast majority of the population immediately has to think in terms of their credit score and their credit worthiness. And what is really credit worthiness? It is debt worthiness. It's someone deciding, well, you're worthy. We got to go to someone and actually convince them, or hope to convince them, that we are worthy to owe them money. And now they're putting smartness into so many things, wherein if they do deem to send you something called money, there's this smartness associated with it, where they can decide, they have an opinion, not only an opinion, they have the audacity to think that they have a right to tell you where you can spend what's yours. And see, the truth is, it's not yours. It's theirs, because they built in the ability to actually tell you when and where you can or cannot use it. They can refuse to allow you to use your funds as you so choose. That ability exists now. And so the proclivity is actually increasing. And so if you're not doing something to give yourself a flow of an inflow, they are certainly making plans to have a great influence on your outflow as well as your inflow. So this cooperative system, this Coop20, is a way you can plant seeds and do the activity that allows you to create an inflow. And then you'll start to see it as more people do it, and as more people get this idea that I'm articulating right now, and they see it for themselves, your inflow will come at a rate much, much faster than any outflow that they could have for you. And the fact that you're creating an ongoing inflow, see, it keeps coming. So you start not worrying about whether you have enough. You start being able to literally help someone when you see that that help would be appreciated. Not necessarily expected. Appreciated is another way of people responding. But then too, when you start to be able to show, and yes, you can do this too, but they got to have the right attitude. They cannot be in this place of, well, I've been used to being given to all this time. That's the way I've always done it. Well, excuse me, that's the problem. So, having said all that, join me, contact me. Let's do this as a social experiment. And if there's a place that we, say I'm inclined to want to create a space, probably somewhere else other than, even though I'm doing this on Facebook now, maybe somewhere else, another platform, could be Gab. Discord, I do have a Discord account, and I could create, in fact, I actually have created a consciousness space on Discord. I can add that URL to my description below. It's not there at the moment, but that I can change. So anyway, I'm lingering. Sometimes I'm hard to get started and then hard to stop, okay? But ultimately, I'm going to do it. Thank you so much for checking it out. Yeah, a system that needs to grow. Absolutely. It's borderless. It's accessible to everyone. Many possibilities to generate money nowadays. Yes, there are, but they still have those strings. That's the thing about it, the mindset. People who, and there are so many ways to generate the funds, but typically they are still of a zero-sum mindset, where there are winners and losers. You're simply transferring value. You're selling your value and making micro profits, hopefully, if you're making profits, even with bots. Let's say everyone gets AI bots now because they're selling the idea that the bots can do stuff better than we can. But then you're all still doing that, and you're still having the mindset of lack. This system literally will create that stream, and that stream will come, and it will keep coming and keep flowing. This is a vortex of value, is what it is. So I thank you so much, and yeah, I'll find some. I appreciate your appreciating my old videos. I've been watching some of them here and there, and they're real cool. So it's a matter of finding some time or making some time to start putting them up again, and I'll let you know where they are. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I'm going to sign off now. Much to think about, and actually much to be excited about. Instead of being concerned about what's going to happen in 2030, etc., be proactive now and create something by raising your spirits, increasing the power of your imaginative thinking. Right now, if we're worried about what someone else imagines, then we're not using our own. And interestingly enough, we have the power to create whatever it is we imagine with heart. So, with that said, I'll check out for now. Thanks again. Peace. Be well. Be prosperous. And I love you all. You take care.